renewed my membership for the Perth Cichlid Society again. I've been a member on and off there, both paying and unpaid for like 15 odd years now. Definitely believe in supporting your local cichlid society, even if you don't always agree with exactly how they go about things. They're usually doing positive things for the hobby in your area, like at least the Perth Cichlid Society, the PCS, as it's known mostly, actually does a lot internationally as well. I know that they take a collection. I've given money to it a couple of times for the Stuart Granty Foundation. So I think it's definitely good to go and support your local society, even if it's good to just chat with people and stuff. Although I can't talk too much. I've never actually been to a meeting. So I pay for the membership, and I try and follow what's going on. But I've never been to a meeting yet. They meet so far away from me. It's like an hour and a half drive. So it'd be like 3 hours in travel to get there after work one time. But I'm determined that this year's the year I go. Start to go. I think I need a bit of, now we've had the boys, a bit of communities in order. So I think I'll definitely start to do that. But anyway, their roster for this year's changed. They always used to do monthly meetings, which I was keen for, and that ran off I noticed. Just after I renewed that this year they're going to bi-monthly, so not 2 times a month, but once every 2 months. And the cost has gone up, but they believe they're going to give us greater value. So therefore there's probably more effort going to be going into those outings, which is good. I hope that holds up. I see that the first one, early February, is having a swap meet, which is great. I remember one of my first exposures to the Perth Cichlid Society. I didn't realise properly what it was back then. I was 14, I would imagine, hanging out with my mate Alex, and he was the one that actually, him and his brother got a 4-foot, he got a 3-foot, and the brother had Bardoy cichlids, I believe, and Alex had electric yellows, and I remember that was my first exposure to cichlids, and that was really cool. And I didn't have a tank that big, so I ended up getting a tall 3-foot around about that time. But I only had angelfish and stuff, and I always wanted to be able to do some cichlids. But anyway, I remember he dragged me all the way down to Rio. We caught a train and stuff, and then walked all the way out to must have been at the Maritime Museum, or like Maritime little centre there, or something around about that area. I actually remember speaking to Spud from Fish World. Shout out to him if anybody remembers Spud from Fish World. And he was, I think I remember when I was chatting to him about it, he definitely said it was at the Maritime Centre or something like that back in the day. And I remember that blowing me away. So many different types of cichlids. And it was a little bit of a swap meet. They had like under gravel filter. I remember I think I bought an under gravel filter there. I remember Alex was looking at powerheads and stuff, but what I always remember about that was my first exposure. So they had a pond set up there, a trickling pond and stuff like it had outside stuff, and they had cichlids in it. And that was my first exposure to cichlids in a pond. And that was a pretty special thing, and I must admit that sort of helped with getting hooked into the hobby. That and Morley aquariums. I know most people in Perth, fish scene, would probably have experiences with maybe Vibas or aquatics as their sort of big store exposure and stuff. But north, that was pretty far away. Our parents wouldn't really drive that far very often. Most of the time we were humping around by public transport. And so the closest one to us that was really anything, there used to be Seaview and Joondalup, but they were gone. They were gone a long time ago. But I remember Morley aquariums, and they had the big tank there. Anybody remembers the big tank? The big tank's still there. You know what I'm talking about. It's absolutely glorious big thing. But if you imagine being a 14-year-old wet around the ears teenager into Fish and Aquariums, you go and see that thing and it lights a fire inside you. Absolutely spectacular. Shout out to Paul's from Morley. If you haven't been, go check out Morley Aquariums. It's a great little store. Still there. And still owned and operated by the same lot. Anyway, so I just thought that one was a cool little bit of go and support your local hobby, go and support your local stores, and I just thought I'd share a little bit about how those local guys influenced me to get into this great hobby. I should probably show you some fish sometime soon, as opposed to just like painting this wall while I talk. But maintenance is the key. If you want a fish room, it's got to survive winter. And winter is coming. Still a while yet, but winter is coming. Do those gutters, do that maintenance. Make sure your fish room is up to scratch, guys. Anyway, till next time.